Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. I'm joined here with Peter the Insider, and we're going to catch you up with everything that's been happening. Of course, there's a lot of things going on in the world today. We have specific ideas of what to discuss, and of course, it doesn't cover everything, but these are the topics that have been ongoing topics from before. And just a little side note, Peter and I will do a Q&A soon, as well as an update on a show devoted to Cyberpunk 2077. So without further delay, we're going to get into some of the recent current events with Peter the Insider. Hello, Peter.
I want to say hello to you and to all of our regular, maybe not so regular listeners.
Okay, well, welcome, and I'm glad that you're able to do the show, considering that you had another attack from Shaw House, and they seem to be very relentless. And one of the things that you said to me is that they are messing around with this Sturm's theorem.
Yes, Sturm's theorem and strings theorem. There is another card.
Yeah, this is a string theory as well as Sturm's theorem. So let me just review what this is really quick. So it's let's say in mathematics, the Sturm sequence is an invariant polynomial, is a sequence of polynomials associated with the p and its derivative by a variant of Euclid's algorithms of polynomials, and it expresses the number of distinct real roots located in an interval of terms of the number of changes of signs of the values of the Sturm sequence at the bounds of the interval applied to the interval of the real numbers. And for me to lay this out, and I don't know how to, I'll just read a little bit more, see if it becomes more evident what they're saying. Fundamentally, it's the theorem of algebra readily yields the overall number of the complex root counted with multiplicity. It does not provide a procedure for calculating them. Sturm's theory counts the number of its distinct real roots and locates them in intervals. By subdividing the intervals containing some roots, it can isolate the roots into an arbitrary small interval, each containing exactly one root. This yields the oldest real root isolation algorithm and arbitrary precision root finding algorithm for invariant polynomials. So for computing over the rails, and it is less efficient than other methods based on Descartes' rules of signs. However, it works in every real closed field and therefore remains fundamental for the theoretical study. This was discovered by Jacques Charles Francois Sturm, who discovered this theorem in 1829. And here are some of the calculations that explain the process. And I guess, for me, I don't fully understand it. I'm not a math person, to be honest with you. However, I do understand the other process. Peter, is there a simple way to describe how this is applicable and what they are doing regarding Sturm's theorem?
Technically, there is let's say it's a way how to make complicated, let's call it that way, complicated math or mathematics operation easier and more, how can we say it, approachable for people in order not to get complicated stuff. And technically, if you will scroll down,
Okay.
yep, We can see it in these calculations and algebraic stuff, that it's technically look at that like infinity minus infinity plus or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
Euclidean division. So technically you can calculate complicated stuff, or maybe like infinitesimal calculations. So either very 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 small numbers, or very respectively math doing with very small numbers, or vice versa. That means like if you can see infinity minus infinity plus with the v, capital V, yeah, and that's it. Like yeah, this is it, and that's it. Like very small or very big numbers, and there are complicated math operations, and if you won't avoid those complicated operations because you don't have time or don't have space, if you want to call it this way, and you just get some sort of problem. You need to get you know that you need to get the solution with the math formula, and there is high probability that there isn't one, so you need to define one, like new one, and you this will be some sort of your help. I mean, the
Sort of like a
Strum's
guideline or a
theorem.
baseline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay.
Look at that, like pseudo reminder sequence, root isolation. Root, that means like something basic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it. Like if you are doing something and how can I say it properly? Like you want to backtrack it back to the
The root or
root. Yes,
yeah.
technically, it's technically like to the very very basic of the problem, how the problem technically even start, because the easiest
Yeah.
way how to solve the things is root finding. Exactly, this is
Right.
it, and this
That's
is
it.
it.
All right.
Yes,
And then they're also using string theory.
generalizations. So sorry, just no, just go back to the
Okay.
strums. Yeah, and look
Generalization.
at this generalization. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like if you have some sort of, let's call them similarities or something like that, and once delay or interval is there is one, but you know that the outcome, the let's call it the impact of the outcome will be not that big and that problematic. Okay, we will be fine with generalization. I'm just saying because we need to make Strum's theorem like more clear, if you want to call it that way. Maybe we can roll down. What do you think? Can we
Yeah,
roll
I
even
th- I, th- I
down?
think I think the point is because I don't know if we'll be able to necessarily teach people how to apply this fully, but I think if we can understand what are they doing, why are they trying to create new methods in our quantum space or
Yes,
through the multiple
exactly.
fields? Okay.
Respectively, they are trying to do so. Respectively, they are messing with ones they are existing right now,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to change them in order to because there is some sort of very tiny balance between some sort of, let's say, organization like 50-50 organization and like disharmony, respectively chaos and pure chaos. And they want to just make mess with this. Not completely in order to make chaos, but simply to get those roots, if you can see that root isolation. So
Mm-hmm.
they want to get back, to backtrack it, and once they will go or they will get back to the roots, it will be key for them to the vault, to the treasure, right?
Yeah.
And that will be it, right?
And that's what they're
We
looking for. They're looking for multiple ways to access whatever they need.
exactly, because with that they can practically manipulate everything. If, for example, no matrix needed. I mean, old
Ah,
or new
okay.
one, old one, new one. It
Yeah.
absolutely doesn't matter.
So they just want to bypass everything. I see.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
And that
exactly.
then there's no accountability for what they're doing. They just and they
Exactly, because from their point of view, Matrix is just another level. And once they will be able to backtrack to the very root or roots to everything, like very first one, nothing like that will be needed anymore. Sorry, but we've got another very important stuff to discuss, so just go ahead.
yeah, so no, this is the string theory is also something they're using to manipulate in tandem with the Sturm's theorem and kind of manipulating things. But you also said that they have some very advanced tech inside of them too that makes them very strong. Their bones are not normal bones. They're like
Definitely not. And tissue is not definitely like human flesh, if we and muscles, if we want to call it that rough way. And veins are not veins, definitely
veins.
not.
Yeah, yeah,
No, definitely not. I am positive, absolutely 100% sure. I'm positive about it. It is
right.
not.
So that's
It
why
is not.
the concept of bringing in these extremely advanced um, coming up
Yes,
with new
because
mathematical computations to be able
yes,
to
because
access
yes,
bypass things.
because technically the tech is so high advanced that they cannot use its full potential. Definitely not.
So
I'm
this is
sure.
not these are not typical female super soldiers that are giving you and
Hard time.
Lincoln Clay, that
No.
you guys don't necessarily you've been down this road many times before because you of your military background in elite forces. So
Yes.
so for something like this that we're talking about a cyborg android what
Whatever. I
combination?
don't know. I
Yeah.
can't. Some sort of extremely weird combination. I'm like, what in the world is this? I mean, what in the world? Because even the wheels looks like extremely tiny optical uh, what optical string, if you want to
Yeah.
call it
Mm-hmm.
that way. What in the world is that?
Yeah.
What in the world? Yeah, and the it isn't like fluid inside the string. It is like only
Like fiber
flow of
optics. It's
some
like a
fiber
solid.
optics, some
Yeah.
sort of fiber optics. Yes, I'm like, what in the world is that? And they are regenerating uh, bodies, corpse, because it's not normal body. They are regenerating themselves extremely fast. I never ever saw something like that before. Never ever. And the attack, because it's not. Uh, Once I will have something like to hide uh, before our or from our audience, that will be bad. The attack durated what, like almost 5 hours. It was crazy, crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
And you know they used that weird guitar that showed up out of nowhere, and then they used those strings from the guitar to choke you and things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But do you know what is crazy? Janet played the song, and it was nice to hear. But I was like, oh no, Janet's guitar all the time, and then like this, there was no strums in guitar. Holy crap! And I know definitely what will happen next.
wow.
You know.
Yeah. What song was she playing?
I mean, I'm not into Janet's
So you
repertoire.
don't know
I'm
which one
not.
it was?
No,
Yeah.
no, no. But it was, I mean, nice to hear. It was like some sort of catchy rhythm, if you want to say it that way, and she know how to sing. But that's the stuff. It was like sirens, this kind of legends of sailors. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean?
The
Absolutely,
siren.
like,
Yep. Mhm.
yeah, holy crap.
So I'll put in the siren real quick so people know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah, this is the mythology of it. Yeah, and they're a dangerous creature who lured nearby sailors with their enchanting music, singing voices to shipwreck on the rocky coast of the island. Roman poets placed them on some small island called Cyrenum Scopuli. In some later rationalized traditions, a literal geography of the flowery island of Enthymusa. So I guess they had to put them somewhere just to so they wouldn't hurt anyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
So
isolate, yes.
and if they didn't exist, there wouldn't be any reason to do any of this. This is
Ab-
history.
abs-
People don't like to,
Absolutely. It is
all
not
this stuff.
like legend. It is
Yeah.
history. This happened. So this is not like legend for. Sorry, but we didn't finish string theory.
Okay, let's
We
finish
didn't
string
finish.
theory.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. First things first.
So, string theory is a point-like particles of particle of physical physics are replaced by one-dimensional objects called strings. String theory describes how these strings propagate through space and interact with one another. On a distance scale larger than the string scale, a string looks just like any ordinary particle. It just looks like a particle with its mass and charge and other properties determined by the vibrational state of the string. In string theory, one of the many vibrational states of the string corresponds to the graviton, a quantum mechanical particle that carries gravitational force. Thus, string theory is a theory of quantum gravity. And yeah, I mean, you can read more about it. It's pretty much it's communicating from one space to another or
And
interacting.
this is it. They are misusing. I mean, they are, let's say, merging. Let's say. Two of those theories together and misusing them, aka, or in other words, strums. They are trying to backtrack to very first roots of our, like, time and space context of existence in the first place, and in the second place, this is it, like communicating between spaces, dimensions, megaverses, all kind of that stuff. This is very dangerous. This is very, very, very dangerous. and they are not doing it by accident, just by some random stuff, because, as I like to say, because it's nice to hear or something. I mean, they, so Shell House in the first place, and Janet especially in the second place, like with a strum, because it's a vibration, you know. This is it, what is it described here. And the strum makes the most in acoustic guitar, especially acoustic guitar, makes the most, like, non plus ultra perfect, of course, once you know how to play to it, on it, sorry, the most perfect, like, what, environment. Do you know what I mean? Like energy. And once you are on, this is this coheration, that means you are playing on the same time in total different locations, not only, I don't know, in the world, or not in solar system, no, it can be in different dimensions. And once you have portal, right, a gateway, if you want to call it that way, you don't necessarily need to have, for example, wormhole. You can, once you have advanced enough technology, even from the tiniest and smallest portal, you can create very solid, very like wide and vast, uh, and stable wormhole, and that's our most concern. That's what we are most concerned about. We,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, that means not only me, but in ACIO at all, in the whole organization. This is serious problem. This is not like, we are just making fun from something, like, no. This is very big problem. This is big problem. Because look at that. In this article, there is, as you can see, M theory, as you can see it, M theory, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, give me a second, yeah,
M theory is a non-technical terms for
no, I'm
presents.
just, give me a second. 5 consistent versions of superstring theory were developed before it was conjectured in the mid 1990s, that they were all different limiting cases of single theory in 11 dimensions. Just go ahead. No.
Right here.
Yeah. This is it. And we are talking 11 dimensions. But this is it.
Yeah, known
All
as
of
the M
my
theory.
beloved, give me a second. All of my beloved friends. This is only what, quotes in quotes, conventional scientific science is able to comprehend. What is absolutely, like, it is very rigid, let's say, look, uh, or point of view to the whole problem. Definitely not 11. I am talking, respectively, we are talking about 11 11 uh, thousands of dimensions. This is the
Wow.
problem. Yeah. And they got, quotes in quotes, they get away the 3 zeros. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because the conventional science cannot comprehend the whole problem, like, of the that many, that big amount of dimensions. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's the problem. And once they will be able to sorry, my bad. Once Showhouse will be able, and technically not all show house only, but all other corporations, they are cooperating uh, for mutual advance, of course, with they are cooperating with. Once they will be able to get to, I mean, to have access to those, I don't want to say all, but most of those dimensions, that will be big disaster. This is serious. This is
Right.
not just like, nah, this is fun. We are talking about it for fun. Definitely not. This is big problem.
You need to have a conscience. First of all, if you're going to do any type of time travel or any type of stepping into quantum space, you need to have a conscience. If you don't, it becomes dangerous for everyone. And that's the problem
Absolutely.
here. There's no conscience.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with you. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
So, and whoever is unleashing these cyborg androids, definitely have a bigger
Jeez,
plan
that's
here.
crazy.
I know.
Even on Slovak, I mean, technically people, maybe many people don't know. I am from Slovakia, maybe from another ones they don't know, from former Czechoslovakia, and on our mainstream internet websites, they are IT focused. They get this, like, of course it will not worth to get link for it because it's in Slovak, so language, in my mother tongue, right?
Hmm.
But they are taking it as serious as like something you need to accept because it's real, period, end of story. And they are talking like about cyberborg or cyborg babies
Wow.
that they are born in massively all around the world. This is not something for fun. This is seriously. This is they are taking it seriously. Cyborgs, I are cyborgs. Give me a second. Cyborgs are beginning to be born all around the world. Uh, all around the world. This happened massively. This happened massively in the last years. This is absolutely crazy. This is crazy. Do you know what? Actually, I don't think. I think, so we can be happy. We can be happy because Jessica will be not happy because sorry,
Oh,
but
jeez.
I give me a second. No. Because I've got original how can I say it? I've got original how can I say it? I've got original what it is? Uh,
Original
original
article.
original article, and technically, sorry, two, my bad. They got like from two articles. I mean, they make it together from two articles, our Slovakian website, and I am sending it to you first. And so sorry for that, guys. I mean, all of our uh, audience, but I get this only recent, like few hours, and this is it's fresh. It's recent, just few days old. Yes, look at that. This is few days old. This is fresh. Look at that. This is fresh. It's fresh.
Microplastics revealed in the placentas of unborn babies. Wow.
Yep. This is fresh. Look at that. This is like from December 22nd. It's
Well, they're
fresh.
acting as if like it was an accident that they shouldn't be there, but this is deliberate, right?
Yeah. And this
Re-
is this
yeah.
is technically this is technically not some sort of, let's say, nonsense. This is the Guardian, so you know what I mean. You need to take it like something what is
Yeah, the
let's say
Guardian,
serious
yep,
or independent. I
publication.
think
Yeah.
I think you get another one from independent. So technically we've got 20 26th December, and it's 4 years. My oh, you need to cut this off, Rolf. And it's 4 days old, so technically it's from the same day, December 22nd. Am I right?
Yep.
I'm just I'm
It's
just
showing it.
saying
It's
it.
4 days old. Yeah, 4 days
Yeah,
ago.
but I'm just saying that we are recording this
Yep.
at December 26th. So this is
Yeah.
it.
You
I'm
got a lot
just
of
saying.
pop-ups here, but
I'm
look
just
at this.
saying that I wasn't sure. I believed that it was some sort of, let's say, they wrote this article for especially for Slovak intern IT focused website, but no, they get it like from the two independent sources like that. I'm
Well, they
just
said that
saying.
the woman who took part in the study in Italy had no complications with the births of their children, and the effect of the tiny plastic particles is unknown. However, experts have suggested plastics could provide a means for harmful chemicals to damage a developing fetus's immune system. I mean, this is bizarre. It's just very weird. With the presence of plastic in the body, the immune system that self recognizes disturbed even what is not organic. It's like having a cyborg baby, no longer composed of only human cells, but a mixture of biological entity and inorganic entities.
So sorry for that, but
Wow,
I really wasn't
that's
sure. I really wasn't sure if there was any English sources
yeah.
for
No, this is
this for
very, very
this
interesting.
article. But I'm
Yeah,
just saying that I wasn't sure, to be honest. And this is, let's say, another solid evidence. I'm talking to you, our listeners, that we are not prepared or something like that. Times are and situation is flowing and it is developing. It's like that, isn't it?
yeah. So they're trying to hint that, oh, this is in our environment, so these particles are getting into the infant's baby and getting into in utero, um, and it's unavoidable because we have so many plastics in our reality. But that's probably not the case, right? This
Definitely
is
not.
and
Definitely not.
who was behind something like this, according to
Try
the
to guess.
ACIO.
Try to guess.
Um,
No, try to guess.
I don't know if it was CyberLife.
Yep, exactly. But of course, they are, let's say, some sort of like, uh, let's say, middle part, because it's for Monarch, Mobius, all kind of that stuff.
I thought
Because
CyberLife was
Mobius want to get rid of the Matrix, but they figured out that Showhouse wants to have power everywhere, and Cyberlife don't want to have. bad influence. Problem is that cyberlife get their experiment out of control. I mean, it went out of control. The whole, let's say, what it was like, Android's stuff. It went out of control, and it wasn't the intention wasn't bad. No,
So
but
that's possibly that Janet and Heather Shaw got enhanced by CyberLife but are misusing it. Is that possible?
mm, I don't. I mean, yes, but I'm not sure because this is absolutely crazy. Like they were not definitely not quotes in quotes regular androids. No, 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 and once
Okay.
again, no.
So this might be even another party involved.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
We're going to keep these articles for as links so people can review
I'm
them.
just I'm just saying that I almost forget about that, and I was like, it's so that pity, you know, that there is only like Slovak in Slovak language, and I was like, I'm so happy because they were showing like from Guardian and Independent, and of course both of them are respectable media. They are not some conspiracy, websites and I mean, like unverified. Do you know what I mean?
That's right. No, I understand, and a lot of the articles do come from those, legitimate sources, not mainstream media typically. Sometimes we even do use mainstream media, but on many occasions we've used independent or what's the other one called?
Guardian,
Guardian.
Guardian.
Yeah, and we have used Guardian as well as for gathering articles as a reference point. But
But I'm just saying they are trustworthy media. It's not like just just like random stuff on the internet without any solid like background or so. Do you know what I mean? It's not like that.
right, I do, and also I just want to tell people that if they want to connect to if they can speak Czech or Slovak, the language, and they understand it, we do have a direct link on the ACIO agency organization website, and the links will be there available, and you can go in there and you can find that radio station. Peter also does a regular show on their station as well.
Yes, yes. I'm very happy that they are giving me space and time to present our that means not only my but ACIO's stuff in there, and people are happy about that. To be perfectly honest,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that all of our listeners are here, and that's the stuff. I am not taking, let's say, criticism or um, negative comments in a bad way, because it should be, let's say, self-reflection, and it should be impulse. From my point of view, I'm taking it that way. How to improve ourselves, I mean myself at least. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think we sort of expect a certain level of criticism and people who are questioning the integrity or not the integrity but the accuracy of the information, and
Yes, yes.
that we know if we get people to do their own research, then that's a good thing, because we're not going to try to just say take our word for it. Here are some of the articles, research it and look it up. I always leave links for people to study and research afterwards, and if you choose not to do that, that's also up to you. But um, you know I think someone should be providing some of the very current information that's what's happening out
Ab-
there.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. Yep, yep, yep.
So should we head back, and we'll, because I know that you have limited time,
Definitely, definitely.
and so
Go ahead.
I what I want to do is bring up that we have, let's see if we can get rid of some of these little pop-ups here. Taylor Swift banner removed from the Staples Center a year after the LA Kings fans complained that it was a jinx. So we have some things happening here where I'm sure that uh, whoever Janet
Please,
Shaw
just click
is,
it back. Just click it, no thanks or something. Because it is, it pops
yeah,
up.
is popping up. And, so you see this, the banner is a curse. And so there's a lot of unhappiness here with what's been going on. And so people are starting to probably pick up some energy. There was also this article that came up from the Federalist. Taylor Swift's music is becoming more woke. They use the word woke, WOKE, and less relatable. So typically everyone was just, very, very engaged in music. Music, tones, and frequencies are, really appeal, can mesmerize, can do all sorts of things. And some of the magic is starting to go away. So that's what this article is about. There was also a DJ. I'm not sure exactly how long ago this happened, but Taylor Swift was removed from an iconic Nashville mural, and her fans aren't happy. So it says that a Taylor Swift's monster year wasn't enough to keep her as an iconic Nashville mural, where she was replaced by country music star, and I'm not sure who that is. Brad something. And there it is. There's the article from Complex, and
So it's fresh.
Brad Paisley. Yes, Swift had long appeared on as someone that was used for tourism. So, yep, I mean you can review that article, and then there's this other one where I did find out that she had a house in Nashville. And so then I said to Peter, something happened here in Nashville.
Yeah, that's true.
So she's not happy. She just got pulled from the billboard. All these things happened. And now look at the Nashville bomb. Human remains found near the site where the RV exploded after playing a warning countdown on Christmas morning. Just happened. Look at the devastation. But they
Yeah,
found human remains, uh, left multiple casualties, and warned of more devices in vehicles.
isn't this crazy?
Look at
Look at
that.
that.
I mean, it looks like a war zone.
Yeah,
This looks like it was like a downtown area, and that was Christmas Day. Look at that whole thing blown out.
yeah. And do you
And
know why it is like that? I mean, let's say, I look at the whole
deliberate.
place. Yeah, deliberate. What do you mean by the deliberate bomb? And I will say you something. Just go back to the let's call it, to the pictures, to the scene. Try to guess. No, 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 to the previous picture. No, 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 please.
Right there?
No, 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 to the another one, second one. Yeah, maybe not. And I am confused. Now I am confused. Yeah, look at that. This is specific like place, area, but not, let's say, nothing here and for back, or forth, here and there, back and forth. I will say why it is like that, like only very certain area.
Yeah, so there's not
Because
not over here, or it's, well, it
it,
is over here, but over here it doesn't look as bad.
yes, yes, exactly. I will
Not
say
down
why.
there is good. Yeah.
Because they are calling it direction explosion. That means, as you said, scalar weapon. That means it exploded. It exploded on very specific place. And I will say something, because it was an implosion bomb.
Wow.
And fuse bomb. That means they need to use extremely little amount of explosive stuff in the first place, and in the second place very very not easy or simple, not easy, I mean simple but primitive um, detonator, because it is a warning. No, 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 don't do anything stupid, because we are here. Do another stuff, and that will get much worse for you. Do you know what I mean? And that is the message.
We have another article here. There was a warning message captured on the video before the bombing. And let's see if we get over to read the full story.
Yeah.
And I think there was some video somewhere. Waiting as everything loads up. You can see there's that exact same picture again.
Yeah. On purpose. On purpose. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Here it is. All right, so you're going to hear a warning. So it's hard after this point. And everything just turns really white here. And then you start to see afterwards where it exploded. Someone walking through with the dog.
So this is it, multiple times. This area needs to be evacuated now. Multiple times. Yeah.
So this is the RV that exploded on 2nd Ave North this morning. It arrived at 2nd Ave at 1:22 a.m. And they said, have you seen this vehicle in your area? Do you have the information on it? And then they're just trying to find, so they're using like an RV of some sort. But that was I think there's another piece of footage. Oh, this is another issue here. But we have this article right here that came out. The largest newspaper in the state of Tennessee published a full-page ad on the far right. Client warning: Islam is going to detonate a nuclear device in Nashville, Tennessee. It's accompanied by photos of Donald Trump and Pope Francis. Dear citizen of Nashville. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Now, that looks like that's June 21 when they put this article out. But it's kind of goes hand in hand of like letting people know in advance.
Yep, exactly.
So, this is, let's see if that's the same article.
Because okay. I just want to say a fact that it is or it isn't in quotes dirty bomb, I mean nuclear bomb or whatever device. Fact is it doesn't necessarily need to be that high. I'm talking amounts, I mean the level of radiation. There are two ways why it is dirty. I mean, of course it is not that effective, but you can have either distraction, pure destruction, as it is like that in small area, destruction, or a very high level of radiation. And this is the first case, the distraction.
So you won't even, the people won't even be aware that they were exposed to high level of radiation.
No, give me a second. Not a high level of radiation, very small level of radiation, but destruction.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's small area, but it is totally distracted, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like they just, yeah, like I said, it looks a bit like a war zone.
Yeah, but only this small place. Look at
Mm-hmm.
that, only this small area. Isn't it weird?
Yep. It's the stuff that they're doing right now is very upsetting. And there was also on same day as Christmas Day, the 25th, a large explosion occurred in a steel plant in Hamilton, Ontario,
And
Canada.
try to guess why. I mean, try to guess steel plant.
Yep.
Because they are they want to distract people from making steel because they've got steel, mm, not steel, they've got specific implants. The one of the basic compound of them is steel. I mean specific, let's how we can call it, like they are making some sort of addition of titanium, what kind of that stuff, steel. I mean those some sort of cyborgs or whatever androids, and steel is very important for them, you know.
This is the location that's close to where the Monarch facility is underground, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
Ontario. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's,
We are following a developing story this afternoon out of Hamilton. No injuries have been reported
let's
at
see
the
if they,
plant. Video posted to Twitter shows a large plume or dark black smoke coming from the plant. Industrial fire crews responded to the call. It happened just after 11 o'clock this morning. Our ArcelorMittal Dofasco has released a statement about the blast, which reads in part, at approximately 11:10 a.m., a slag pit eruption occurred at the number 4 blast furnace. Thankfully, there are no injuries. However, the event caused a significant air emission. Ministry of Environment, Conservation and Parks have been alerted.
so even just the chemicals that went into the air was probably not good for the people.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
They are
but they,
experimenting. They are experimenting.
yeah.
Yeah, you are right.
And then we also had this happen on the 21st, which is a volcanic eruption in Hawaii, and the sky turned red.
Yeah,
And that's weird looking, huh? I don't know if
it
that's
is.
normal for
Nope,
volcanoes.
definitely not. They should be like black or something, like, do you know what I mean? Like at Krakatoa, you know what happened. Like it was, everything was, let's say, dark-ish. This is not okay.
This means that there was a chemical or something that was in the
Of
volcano.
course, of course, of course. No. I mean, they added something
The volcano, right?
the volcano-ish. Yeah,
Which could have ignited it or got it going, right? They use some
I
kind
don't
of
know. I don't know, to be honest. I
either
don't know.
it was going to happen anyhow and they knew it and then they
Yes,
added some
yes,
kind of
yes. They
chemical.
make it for their sake. Yeah, I mean for our sake, but for their own good. Yeah, you are right.
Do you know what that chemical is possibly going to do to the people or the land over there?
Technically, it's some sort of. I mean, it should, okay, be some sort of mutagen stuff. So let's say this next gen, or I mean, like COVID 2.0. So technically, COVID 21. It's technically the same stuff. Like it was in Britain, in UK. It started in first half of September this year, so that means 2020, and like it spread it very fast all around the world.
And this is the
Just
one way to do that is through the air, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I just want to say really quick that, and I'll put the link in there too. In 2012, I wrote a short story called The Sky People in my book Macabre, Short Stories and Poems from the Other Side. And in that story, they messed around with the environment and they turned the sky red. And so I'll have that link in there too. That was something that I channeled a while back, and look at, we're seeing stuff like this now. Okay, so we talked a lot about the Cold War recently, and this guy by the name of George Blake, Cold War British Soviet double agent, dies at age 98 in Moscow. I didn't know if you want to say anything about it, or we just acknowledge that, I mean, he was pretty old. It wasn't like he was taken out or anything, but
No, I know about this, but I'm just saying that nothing of this happened, let's say, just because of some sort of coincidence. Nope.
He famously escaped from London's Wormwood Scrubs prison in 1966 with the help of two peace activists and other inmates. So he escaped, and they're used for a few different things. I mean, he's just following through with the agenda of the Cold War, right?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, and maybe by him dying, it kind of reminds people of what we're experiencing. I don't know, but it made the news.
No, you are right. Absolutely, you are right.
Here's another thing that happened over in Europe. A bunch of stranded truckers were wanting to leave the UK, and instead they created a COVID blockade and they checked everybody. And look at they're literally dragging this guy. Police officers drag a person lying down in front of a lorry at the port of Dover as EU countries impose a travel ban from the UK following the COVID outbreak. This is in Dover, Britain, on December 23rd. So they blocked all of these. You know what it is when you block the trucks. I mean, first of all, you're preventing them from delivering products, and then which causes a strain on the people. And of course, they're not letting them get things that are non-essential. They've really cracked down again over in Europe. And then on top of that, they forced them into testing to see if they had the virus.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
No, absolutely. You are 100% right.
Yeah, I just want to share with this, but I mean, we all kind of know what's happening here.
But it's 10,000 tracks. It's huge number. It's a huge amount of track.
Absolutely.
You just go down and you will get. Where is it? Yeah, 10,000 trucks.
We're up to 10,000 trucks being held up in Kent.
Oh.
Said it was chaotic.
Holy crap.
That's crazy. That's all of Europe.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, what in the world?
Because this is not.
Yeah, because this is not only, let's say, and this is it. At least 10,000 people, because sometimes the road is not that is so long that one trucker can't hold it, so there are 2 or 3 of them in total. So let's double it, so 20,000 people, for example. But as you said, deliveries, and try to guess. I mean, once it is quotes in quotes only certain, I don't know, like clothing or some electronics or something like that, it will be pretty fine. But once there are some sort of another type of goods, as it's food, for example, something would need to be cooled or even like keep it freezed, like what, like minus 12, 20 Celsius, and the truck will run out of diesel, you know, out of fuel, and bam, period. And everything will be gone, you know.
Yeah.
That's
It
that's a
looks like
problem.
Poland's prime minister said he will be in touch with Britain's Boris Johnson and French President Emmanuel Macron about the jam. I mean, it was between the two countries.
Yep, yep, exactly.
So that was some more big news. That's a huge amount of trucks. I mean, just I can't even
10,000, it's
comprehend.
crazy. But as I said, just only double it. I mean, for one truck, two people, two truckers. Holy crap! This is what in the world? It's crazy, you know. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, I mean,
So
it
it is not
typically, yeah,
only about tracks. It is not, and of course, roadblocks. I mean, road traffic jam. It is not about all the goods. It's inside them, but about those people. At least 10,000 people. But let's say between 15 and 20,000 people, it can be easy. Like nothing.
right, yeah.
Yep.
With like if you have two people on each
Yeah.
vehicle,
Yeah.
PCR test, I guess. Is it anyone who records a positive result, and then if you had a positive result, testing positive again will be given a hotel room to isolate. So then if the truckers then were being pulled over and then they were being forced to isolate.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, you got a bigger problem there too. Well, jeez. Okay. This is from Inverse. 32 years on, Akira's cautionary tale of a man's downfall is a lesson to us all. And originally born as an allegory of Japan's traumatic relationship with nuclear power, Kachihura Otomo's inimitable style and wonderful weird narrative has rightly become a timeless classic. So, talking about here, under all sci-fi's weirdness, this is beloved classic has always been a parable about mankind's lust to control nature. Watching Akira in a half-empty theater for a bit of escapism in the midst of a global pandemic, thanks to a brief release in the UK. And that was released in the UK. And let's see what this is in reference to. Is it one of the shows that we're looking at? Trying to
And if
see.
we just go, no, go back. Look at,
Mm-hmm.
no, down, just a little bit down. A little bit down, please.
Okay.
And just a little bit more. A little bit more, please. More. Just down.
Okay.
Please, down. Look at that, what I was talking about. Look at that.
Right here.
Absolutely, this is it, what I was talking about. Like tissue, what is not tissue. Of course, the idea, I mean, the picture is not that advanced, but the whole idea is pretty much, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's
Like
like this.
that.
This is the skin. These are supposed to be like the veins or like an aorta or something. And yeah, it's like it's all coming out of his body, fluids. And this would maybe be like some kind of the fleshy part, but
Yeah.
it's all like created, right?
And this is it, what I was talking about all the time. This is
Yeah,
it.
this is the Heather and Janet Shaw.
Absolutely. The same style, if you want to call it. I mean, of
Hmm.
course, much more advanced and enhanced, but the basic, let's say, principle, absolutely the same. Absolutely the same. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So that's maybe why I added this article for
No,
us to
no, it's
discuss.
very good. It's very good to have it on the on this show. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I thought that it was a reference to some of the shows that we talked about. I was just trying to find the information on it. It's a long article, so there's plenty written here. And I thought it was related to cyberpunk, but I mean, I think there's all
No,
hints
no,
of
no,
this kind of
please,
stuff.
no, no, no cyberpunk spoilers. We will make cyberpunk
Yeah,
2077 special, so no spoilers, please.
yeah. All right. So this is let's see. So they bring up Blade Runner. So this is like a futuristic type of show here.
Yeah,
But yeah, well,
definitely.
maybe this is the type of. We'll scroll down a little bit. Oh, look at that! There's what we were just looking at here.
No,
Explosion.
it's absolutely it's perfect. Like the timing and once and why you picked it, it's absolutely perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even, I just saw it and I grabbed it and put it on there because I knew it had something.
And it's funny because people will definitely not believe it, but and look at that. It's Black Sun, you know. In the
Oh,
first place, give me a second. Black Sun in the first place, and in the second place, if you make negative from atomic explosion, and this is it. It was small scale atomic bomb, like dirty bomb, and this is exactly once you make film and on analog stuff, you know, not on digital.
mm-hmm.
And once you make it negative, so invert it, right? So you will see this exactly. In the moment or few moments, few seconds after the explosion, you will see exactly this. Exactly this. Yes, exactly this. Uh-huh. Yes.
It's interesting. Yeah. So this goes into another article then. Um, and they have a trailer. I mean, like I said, it's like this manga, but so you could see, it's regular manga, but it's, showing some of the dystopian things. And he said, what was the comment that he says? The tale of man's downfall is a lesson to us all. So he's trying
Yes.
to warn people. Akira's influence can be felt in everything from video games to street culture 32 years after its limited US release on Christmas Day. This cautionary tale of a dying planet has never felt more poignant. While a bit of a head scratcher at first viewing, under its sci fi weirdness, this beloved classic has always been a parable about mankind's lust to control nature. So that's what I mentioned earlier.
Exactly,
And
because
they calling it
it's
prophetic.
opposite. It's opposite. Technically, never mankind will never ever control nature. If we literally, I will not watch my language. If we piss Mother Nature enough, she will teach us a lesson, and she will hold all the time show us middle finger during this period of time. It's like that. It
Yep.
is like that, or it will be like that if you want to call it that way.
Yep.
I
No,
think
you,
we
you
can.
can't
We
control that. Yep. We'll move on to the next one. This here
Yep.
again, there's no spoilers, but just to
No,
say that
please.
there's malware wrapped in Cyberpunk 2077. So we'll bring this up again. Ransomware
Yeah.
is a beta version. Okay. Uh, it looks like Elon
No.
Musk is
This
trying.
guy again.
He keeps on trying to do something, and Elon Musk says SpaceX to double launch pad usage for Starship tests, super heavy flights coming in a few months. I mean, he keeps on messing around with stuff. What is he doing? What in the world is he doing? And now
Try
he's
to
in
guess.
Texas.
Everything is wild in Texas.
Well, if he starts messing around and screwing up everything in Texas, they're not going to be like California,
Nope,
and just
they will
say,
be
hey,
not. They will be not.
nope, they will say something. They won't say, oh, well, we have to think about whether we're hurting someone's feelings here instead of thinking about how many people are dying. But yeah, all right. And I love California, but obviously leadership is, they're out of their minds. Okay, so here is, showing the tension.
I'm just saying that Elon Musk is doing. Maybe we can go back to the article
Okay.
that Elon Musk is doing. He is trying to people. To, I mean, he is trying to demonstrate power and
Yes.
what he is capable of to all the public, to the people. But the fact is that the people, they are not buying it anymore, because, and just by the way, he is the largest, believe it or not, at the time, because all of those another, let's say, huge corporations, they are working quite independent, let's say almost independent. But like it or not, Elon Musk and his SpaceX corporation and all kind of the sister companies is the largest official US DoD, that means Department of United States Department of Defense,
Mm-hmm.
military contractor, like it or not. So
Right.
people start very dislike him. They are not buying it anymore. I mean, his ideas or whatever, like how great we are, which kind of super advanced things and technology we want to bring to you. No, they don't. They start to, let's say, to see through his intentions, and they start to get that intentions, those intentions are very bad. Maybe we can roll down to the
Yeah. He's
in
he's
the
very
article.
he's very opportunistic, and well, I think that he was losing money on his vehicles, in his
Of
Tesla
course he
vehicles.
is. Of
And so
course.
it's, yeah, and then he had some kind of problem over there in Silicon Valley, and so now he's over here. Um I don't know, he's been very catered to, and he's putting a lot of stuff up into space, which is probably going to end up being junk. I don't
Yep.
know. I mean, I might be wrong, but you think so, Peter?
No, no, you are right. Absolutely.
So
And
then,
for
yeah.
example, most of those stuff like SN8, SN9, all kind of that stuff, you know, those where they were destroyed. They were destroyed by purpose, because there were tech inside, and I don't know, it looks like 4,000 feet, all kind of that stuff. No, it the purpose was done, and it need to be destroyed. Certain, I don't want to say satellites, but let's say down underground, let's say some sort of background for satellites or something like that, in
Hmm.
specific altitudes, they needed to be done to get to certain altitudes and man period, end of story. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's just like testing. When they did the nuclear
Yep.
testing, it literally did enormous amounts of damage that we're still dealing with today. And I think it's the same thing. He is playing with very large objects. He's conducting experiments. This is not in a lab room. This is out in public. And, people are going to get affected by it. There's going to be some kind of repercussions, or if he doesn't just blow up some city somewhere accidentally
Yeah,
while he's
exactly.
experimenting, because this is
But no, 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 definitely not accidentally. Believe me, definitely not. I mean, It will look like that, but not accidentally. No, no, not at all.
Yeah. I mean, with his temperament and his need of praise and worship, I think that gets people like that in a lot of trouble when they don't get the approval. They're not, considered, they're no longer praised and looked up to. They start to react that way. And this is the
Yeah,
point that
yeah,
I brought
yeah,
up about
yeah, yeah,
Taylor
yeah.
Swift, or you want to say Janet Shaw, is that when people start saying, hey, we don't want that billboard, we don't want to, we're not really getting the music anymore, we're not getting, and then they retaliate because you don't realize that they have so much more power than just being a celebrity,
Yes,
and
exactly.
they're like a spoiled or a bitter person that's angry that they're not getting the attention that they had, and then they do damage, serious damage.
Yeah,
And so that's the part we're trying
but
to avoid.
it's let's call it like they are showing their desperation, you know, because they are narcissists.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
hate to
it's
say it, but
desperate.
I hate to
Go,
say
sorry,
it, but
go ahead.
I I was gonna say I hate to say it, but I'm even seeing this in the whistleblowers community, that they're doing some very bad things. Some people just because they're not getting certain types of attention, and this is ego based. If
Yeah.
you like someone, you don't like someone, that's fine. But to what degree or extreme are you going to go in order to
E-
get that attention? And
exactly.
for some people, it can be very damaging. It can really harm people. So it does come back around. I mean, if he screws up or she screws up, and people start to lose faith in them, start seeing them as a demigod, and then they'll kind of, you know, maybe some of the power will be taken from them, because right now it looks like he has like carte blanche to do whatever he wants. He can send anything he wants up into the atmosphere and create all this metallic junk up there that, I mean, they have, I don't know how difficult that is. It must be incredibly difficult to get rid of that waste that's floating around our planet.
Yeah, it's goddamn complicated. Yep, you
Yeah.
are right.
So, I mean, he put a ton of those things up in there. I don't know how many satellites he put up last year alone. I'd have to look it up, but I mean, that's like just dumping trash everywhere. And what right does he have to do that? I mean, and if he's putting up all those satellites, is this just to enhance this whole process of surveillance on the planet? So I don't know, Peter. What I get really upset about what he's doing.
Of course, all of normal people are, believe me. I mean, they are getting upset, believe me. They are. Yeah,
Yes,
you
some
are
people
right.
think, well, he's an innovator and he's actually helping the Mars projects and all that. Is he actually helping anything with, creating settlements, or is this like,
Definitely. Sorry,
yeah,
what? Go ahead.
is he actually helping us by, kind of going off into the frontier of creating a society and something up in Mars, or
Technically, yes, but it's kind it's complicated, and let's say context depending stuff. It's if you want to take it that way.
so um regarding the context of existence, you mean? Or
Yes, in few contexts, because there are different contexts of existence. Yeah, yeah.
and so some of them, I mean, is he actually doing anything to help humanity, or is this
Not humanity, but MCC. Mars
okay?
Colony Corporation. That basically means once he will not get any, how we can call it, like something in advance, or something what he will not get from some sort of tag or whatever, what he can smuggle. Do you know what I mean? In
Mm-hmm.
the universe, or what? Universe, either universe or in the dimensions, it's not worth for him. No. So it's, this type of guy.
Peter says his strong interest in doing having all these ideas and actually implementing them, which
Only
brings.
for his good. Only for his good. His own good.
But he's a visitor. I mean, he's not just a human, right? He's like,
Yeah, definitely not. He's not human now.
and who is he associated with?
As I said, he has his own interests, and he is a hybrid.
Hybrid,
But
like, is he Nordic?
no, 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 multiple races hybrid like that.
But the Nordics are like that too, aren't they? Multiple races.
Yes, you are right, but once again, he's not Nordic. Nope.
Okay.
If you ask, so this like this.
All right. Well, I hope everything doesn't go too wrong in the future with him using the Earth as an experimentation. Okay, so this is the next article. Iran-backed militia groups in Iraq declared general mobilization against U.S. troops following the arrest of one of their leaders by intelligence services. So I was just bringing this up to show there's still a lot of tension going on here in the Middle East, and the tension between the U.S. So, and in particular, because that issue in Tennessee, they brought up the idea of the potential that these are Islam
Yeah,
being involved. So there's that too. So the Shaw House is definitely working
yeah.
with these.
They are working technically everywhere. Yeah,
Right.
you are right. They are involved everywhere. Yeah.
This kind of relates a little bit to how we started about, this is the composition, talking about the geophysicists confirmed Plato's theory the Earth is made of cubes. And so
Yes.
we're looking at, string theory and the other theory that we talked about earlier.
Yes. Yes.
And so here's another one. Of course, the ancient Greeks, they knew a lot, didn't they?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
and so that understanding the composition of how the Earth is, it's on a quantum level, but it also manifests as a lot of different patterns and things that you see in flowers and plants that are very consistent. And so that this is like a rock formation coming up
Yes.
and
Yes.
actually displaying this. Is there anything that you'd like to say about this theory?
I don't think we should talk about it. I mean, talk about this deeply, because this is. I mean, we can talk about it slightly. I
Mm-hmm.
will say you, or I mean, briefly. Sorry, my bad. Briefly, and I will say why. Because this is it. This is one of theories. I mean, it was one of theories. The problem is, uh, technically, if we can start with I mean, if we can go back to the start of the show, this is it. They want the show house, the members of show house, especially Heather and Janet, but whoever, they are plenty of them. They want to get back to the roots, to the main roots, to the elements, and they want to change it, to change the order, to move balance between how we can call it, between order and disorder, between order and chaos, and that's the problem. That's the big concern.
Right. And so when you understand how the Earth or how the Earth or how the universe operates, then you
Yes.
can. They go beyond that to try to manipulate it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
yeah, I just thought I'd point that out because we do talk about cubes a lot coming up,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
we
exactly.
have in the past.
And
All
no,
right.
no, no. It was on YouTube. The better was in YouTube, I think.
See if
YouTube.
I can.
Yes, this
No, that's
was.
not it.
Oh,
Uh,
why?
I think that's it right
Yeah,
here.
this is it. This is it. So sorry. No, no, no. Don't play the video. Just let's talk about it first.
Okay, so this is all right. So this is a message. Kevin Spacey really is making his Christmas message an annual thing. And then he shows up here and he talks about. I mean, we might as well just show it. I mean, it is public.
Because it is published already in the first place, and in the second place, it is goddamn weird. I don't know what should I think about it.
Well, he acts like he's
Definitely,
concerned about people, but it's weird.
yeah. Please go make it a full screen and just start to play it. This is weird. Look at that.
Let's see, where is it?
That's right. What will Christmas Eve be without a message from me? That's right. What will Christmas Eve be without a message from me? Look, this past year, I've listen. A lot of people have reached out to me this past year and have shared their own struggles, and my ability to be there for them has really only been possible because of my own difficulties. And while it's been a privilege to offer support, I have to say, frankly, it's also been beyond my abilities, and it's bigger than me. Because heartbreakingly, so many have talked about things having gotten so bad for them that they've contemplated taking their own lives. And that's enough for me to want to take an entirely different approach this year, to acknowledge their pain, and say to anyone out there who's struggling or contemplating that idea, please, please do not take that step. If you're standing in a place that you can no longer remain standing, if you're suffering, if you need help, if you feel guilt or shame, if you're struggling with your identity, if your back's up against the wall, or if you feel that there is no path for you, whatever your situation, I promise you there is a path. And that at this time, during this holiday and beyond, even if you don't feel it, there are people out there who understand and who can help, because you are not alone. And so I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a great 2021, and say to all those out there who might be suffering, it gets better. It does get better. Happy holidays, everyone.
Okay, so
What in the world is that?
yeah, that I
I
mean,
mean, what in the world
Is
is
broken.
that? Okay, what do you think?
he acted like he was concerned about people, and he was saying he starts off really weird, like he's wearing this like military outfit. I can't get out of the screen here. He's wearing this military outfit, but it's not. It's like a military green color shirt,
Yeah,
and I'm like he's leaning back, very strangely, in I don't know why my computer was having a hard time with this video for some reason earlier. And I'm trying to even scroll up and I can't scroll up. But anyhow, so maybe we can just adjust that. Um he starts off really weird. He's leaning on this park bench. He seems like you can barely hear him. And he's like, I'm going to have a message. I had a message last year. So this is did you think I wasn't going to have a message this year? And, we know he's been through all of his court cases and accusations of sexual assault. And then, of course, some of those people conveniently died before that they could go to court with him.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we know that there's that aspect of Paul Serene connected to Quantum Break. For those of you that first time you're listening to this, you don't know what we're talking about. So this is his astral aspect. I don't know how to say it, but to accuse him as a celebrity, people don't understand. They think we just have a fascination with celebrities, and we don't. But they're in power because there's another side to them.
Yeah, it's vice versa, just by the way, and it makes us more, how we can say it, let's say less reliable or something like that, but whatever, what the heck should we do, it's like...
Yeah. So, so what happened is here, he starts talking about, and you can see that all of a sudden he gets angry, because that there's that repressed anger there, and he starts off like lethargic, and then he gets angry, and then he starts to engage. And remember, he is professional at what he does. He's very good at convincing people, and he starts talking about how a lot of people come to him for help, but since he's in a situation, he can't help them. But, he knows that they're thinking about suicide. And now he's talking about kind of maybe planting the ideas, or someone could say I'm reading into this, but you could say that he is compassionate towards people, but I'm not really feeling that. Maybe concerned.
I don't buy it.
No, I don't buy it either. And then the whole thing of, let's focus on the whole idea of, well, you can't handle it, so maybe you're contemplating suicide. So that plants a seed there. And so his whole message is not Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's more of don't commit suicide. Exactly. And then in the end, he kind of says, 2021 is going to be much better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very weird. Whole thing's really weird. It's very unnerving just to watch him.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah,
because you don't really know what's going to happen here, and it's just really strange. But I thought that was one way we can end the show.
Yeah, and do you know what? Actually, it's good, because I think that's great way how to end up the show, and I'm happy with it. I just want to say that this was great show. I'm always very thankful. Happy and then thankful. It's honor to be on your channel. I want to thank you that you gave me another opportunity to be here, and I am looking forward for next time. And just by the way, thank you, all of our listeners.
Well, thank you, Peter, too. And I'm glad that we're able to bring up some of these topics. We're following along with the storyline narrative of some of the stuff that we've been saying for months, for years, and how it continues to progress. So trying to make it cohesive for everyone so we can follow up and see actually what some of the outcomes are. And I'm glad that we're able to, grab all these different points and discuss it and leave the comments. Next time we discuss, we come together for disclosures, we're going to cover Q&A. So leave your comments below, and we're going to review them. And of course, the the other topics regarding the Anunnaki and some other things that people wanted to talk about. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you so much, Peter. You really enhance the show and provide some very good, solid information. Everyone, we appreciate you, and I hope you had a nice holiday. Let's continue to have nice things coming our way, and not all the negative stuff that these others want to bring in. So, blessings and much love. Have a good day.
Bye bye.